Hi, this is John, and this is week 152 of Dot Dreams Devlog. Before I start, if you guys like following what we're doing, want to see what a liberal kid from California does to make his game company, definitely leave us a follow. And if you guys want to check out exactly what happens weekly, definitely ring that bell as well. So I'm back from New York. Last week I went to New York. Honestly, I didn't want to go. Not gonna lie, but Dhruv and Mo actually suggested, because they're like, it's better to go alone. It's better to go in friends. It's more fun like that. So I was like, reluctantly, I was like, all right, let's go. But it was super fruitful. I met a bunch of my friends from college back. Wow, thinking about it, 6 years ago, it was very fun. I got to show off a lot of what I've done and also grieve a little bit about what I haven't been able to accomplish. But I got to see a lot of friends. Notably, I met Ian, who gave me a bunch of great suggestions, and Tony, which I have spent a long time trying to go back to see her. She was fantastic, absolutely charming. Wish she was in California so she can do some of our marketing for us. But yeah, that was New York. Towards the end, there was this one part. I don't know if you guys care about personal stories, but after I met up with Tony that day, originally it was supposed to be a dinner, but she had something to do, so she couldn't stay until dinner. I think her friends needed her. But so yeah, after we met up around the evening, we got to talk for about 3 to 4 hours. I left, and then I walked towards the New York NYU campus, and it was beautiful. I saw a lot of people playing there. It was during the Halloween parade as well, so lots of people that are overdressed and underdressed, which is very interesting. And I walked around. I sat by the Washington Square Park for maybe 5 to 10 minutes. No, a lot longer than that. 10 to 20 minutes, yeah. Just sat there, and I was like, enjoying, really taking in the view. But I started getting anxious because I didn't bring my laptop, and I feel horrible when I can't work. So then I walk all the way back to 28th Street, 29th Street, and 5th Avenue for where I was staying at my Airbnb. And then I walked in. I was like, you know what? I'm so tired. Let me take a break. And I slept from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. And I walked out. Around 11 p.m. I woke up. I walked out. And I checked my phone. Dhruv was talking to me and all that stuff. My friends were talking to me on Instagram. But I just didn't feel like I didn't want to talk. But I don't know if that's a good thing, because so what happened was I just stood outside the Airbnb in the cold, and it was slightly drizzling as well, seeing the Halloween people flooding the streets, and it felt very lonely despite of all the people. And that reminded me of the times when I was staying in New York City, where there are tons of people, but you just don't feel like you really belong. Not that I don't feel that way in California, because I feel the same way there too. I feel the same way here, but at least it's in my house. When I was at that Airbnb, it was like a hostel. It's kind of beautiful. Okay, I lied. It's not really beautiful. It's very, very compact, and you get like this small split. You get this small space and just hear people coughing all the time, which is very unnerving, as you guys can probably tell. So that night, I was like, you know what, screw this, and I got me a hotel right next to the airport for a lot of reasons, because my flight was very early in the morning anyway. But I got the TMA, is that? I'm not exactly sure what it's called, but it's a very beautiful hotel. Walked around, it was so nice. They really nailed that 1960s, 70s, 80s feel. I've literally just covering most of the years. And I got to just be there alone, and it felt nice, at least the place I was at felt festive. For me at least. I'm an old man now, so that actually fit me a lot better. It was really expensive though, so my wallet hurt pretty badly, but I got to stay there. It was beautiful, and I felt rejuvenated the day after. The funny story is, I the next morning I woke up and I was like, I gotta walk to the airport. I prepared everything, and I gave myself about 10 to 20 minutes buffer time to get to the airport. Once I got to the airport, I got a phone call. They said, hey, you forgot your switch at the hotel. So I was like, and I had to walk all the way back to the hotel. I had to pick up my switch, and then I had to rush back to the airport, and I was like, oh my god, I only have like 10 minutes before I start boarding. That's right after I passed the TSA, and then the TSA stopped me saying, oh, we have to check your baggage. And then I wasn't even the first one, I was the third one, so I had to wait for people in front of me to get their baggage away, and then it was my turn. And then once I got my stuff, I ran to the boarding gate, and by the time I got there, it was already one group boarding ahead of me. So I was like boarding group 7, they're at boarding group 6. So I made it, and everything else was nice. So yeah, that was my whole New York trip. Overall, it was great. I got to meet a lot of people. Every single day I was seeing someone, but I guess the loneliness kind of came back to it. Once I came back, I got to talk to Annabelle more, which I kind of mentioned. I don't think I mentioned last week, but she's been helping us make these honey bags, and it's really, really nice honey bag. I wasn't really too sure with the color, so then we met up, I got my bag, and then we went to Jones, whatever, how do you pronounce it, to look at a bunch of materials, and we picked out some of the material that I think would fit the honey bag. So we'll see how that goes. She will probably be able to show me some of the stuff next week, and we'll probably be able to send that out to the higher tier backers, which, by the way, this is the third week of the Kickstarter. Please give us a support, back us if you're interested in Blotto. That would really, really help us out, figure out a little bit more about the whole Blotto world and the Brave Eduardo world through the card game, which is really, really fun. I've tested out, 100% sure people really like the game. It's a great game, but I'll leave the link in the description as always. But we're at the third week, and after this devlog, we'll have one more devlog before the end happens, and we are only around 50%, so we really, really need your help. But yeah, that's generally it for this week. I worked on some of the Knave stuff. I'm not exactly sure if I showed it the week before, but I am also working on this big cinematic animation whenever I get time from my Blotto stuff. But in general, that's it. It was a longer episode this week, but thank you guys for listening, and I'll talk to you guys next week on Dodge Dreams Devlog.